Open up our session with the City Council, Redevelopment Successor Agency, regular meeting. Call to order, please.
Mayor Pacheco,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Hodge,
Here.
Councilmember Romero is absent, Councilmember Arreola Fernandez is absent, Councilmember Risen.
Here.
We have a quorum, Mayor.
Any public comments, Ms. Garcia?
I don't have
All right. We're going to adjourn to a closed session then. Thank you. We'll return shortly. Thank you. Okay. That's fine. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
You ready, Mr. Rice? I like that. We commence our city council meeting. Roll call, please.
Mayor Pacheco,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Hodge,
Here.
Councilmember Romero is absent, Councilmember Arreola Fernandez is absent, Councilmember Risen.
Here.
We have a quorum, Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Hodge, lead us to the Pledge of Allegiance.
I'll be happy to. Please stand, ladies and gentlemen. Hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
Mr. Dale?
Mission statement. Together, we
Pledge to provide effective and efficient services in a courteous and respectful manner to improve the quality of life for all in our unique border community. Viva Calexico.
Mr. Dale, would you lead us in a prayer?
This is the Our Father. Pray along with me if you like. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Dale. Closed session announcements, Mr. Campos.
Thank you. I do have one announcement. On item number 2, we did receive direction, no reportable actions. But on item number 1, a claim filed against the City of Coachella by claimants Lorena Lopez Aguilar and others, City Council 3-0 vote voted to deny the claim. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on, can we approve the agenda, please?
Mr. Mayor, I'll make that motion to approve the agenda.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Announcements?
These proceedings may be viewed on the City of Calexico website at www.calexico.ca.gov the Friday following the City Council meeting. Mayor Pacheco will have office hours to hear concerns of the citizens the fourth Tuesday of the month from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at City Hall in the City Manager's Conference Room, 608 Heber Avenue, Calexico.
Thank you. We're going to do a presentation. We have one to give. We're going to wait on 4 and 5. So we're going to honor presentation to Mr. Ralph Morales, Building Planning Code Enforcement Manager, for his services to the City of Calexico. Mr. Morales, come on down. Mr. Morales has served the City of Calexico for 30 years. Many times. We'll do the other two next month. So at this time, we'll do public comments.
This is the time for the public to address the City Council on any item not appearing on the agenda that is within the subject matter jurisdiction of the City Council. The mayor will recognize you when you come to the microphone. Please state your name and place of residence for the record. While members of the public are encouraged to participate, it is unlawful to disturb or delay the council meeting with personal or slanderous remarks. If the item you wish to comment on is on consent, please do so now. City Council is prohibited by state law from taking action or discussing items not included on the printed agenda. If the item you wish to comment on is on the public portion of the agenda, we will take your comment when we get to the item on the agenda. Please direct your questions and comments to the City Council. Our first, Alberto Alviso.
Buenas tardes a todos. Mi nombre es Alberto Alviso. Buenas tardes, Mayor Pacheco, miembros del concilio. Buenas tardes a Ciudad de Calexico. La razón del por qué estoy ahora aquí es porque ha circulado un tema en la ciudad que ha puesto en alerta y en preocupación a la mayoría de los ciudadanos de Calexico. No tengo nada personal contra nadie, no vengo a decir un tema que sea personal contra nadie, pero sí hacerles una pregunta: ¿cómo se puede confiar en un gobierno o en unas personas que gobiernan una ciudad los cuales de alguna manera encubren los errores de otros? El tema en general de lo que quiero decir es sobre el tema de la situación de lo que pasó a la señora Rosie. Existe un video donde se dice que ella venía bajo la influencia, algo así es la noticia, y nos ha puesto a muchos de nosotros pensar si eso es verdad o no es verdad, si de alguna manera ustedes sabían eso o no. Y hemos hablado durante mucho tiempo que queremos ayudar a esta ciudad a mejorar y a crecer y a cambiarla. Entonces la pregunta sería eso nada más: si existió, si eso es una versión que es verdad y ustedes sabían, ¿de qué manera piensan proceder o qué manera se puede hacer algo al respecto? No es nada personal, no vengo a acusar a nadie. Creo que todos cometemos errores, creo que todos somos humanos y cometemos errores, pero también creo que hay errores que traen consecuencias y se tienen que arreglar. Y creo yo que esto es una oportunidad de ustedes de mostrar que realmente quieren hacer un cambio. Y hay ejemplos que se tienen que dar, no siendo de una manera malos o ser una manera queriendo juzgar a alguien por sus actos. No se trata de eso, pero sí hay actos, sí hay acciones que deben de tener una consecuencia. ¿Sí? No estoy diciendo que le deseamos lo peor o una cosa así. Si eso que pasó es verdad, no estoy diciendo que le deseamos lo peor, pero más que nada ustedes, ¿qué es el siguiente paso a seguir? Y la gente de Calexico está preocupada. De veras, he escuchado mucha gente hablar sobre este tema, expresando en los periódicos, en las redes sociales, que han hablado de este tema, y la persona que creemos que puede ser responsable de esto no ha opinado, no ha hablado, no ha dado una disculpa siquiera pública hacia la gente, a lo que merecemos, pues, ¿sí? Ese video yo lo miré, claramente se ve que quien vaya manejando ahí se presume que es la señora Rosie. Ese video se ve claro que se va contra un stop sign, choca con otro vehículo que está estacionado, y la pregunta sería: ¿qué hubiera pasado si hubiera sido una persona? ¿Verdad? Entonces creo yo que este es el tiempo para ustedes de veras demostrar que quieren ser justos, que quieren gobernar con justicia, que quieren gobernar a una ciudad donde por muchos años se ha conocido que no obra bien y pues esta no es la excepción, ¿verdad? Yo quiero tener corazón para entender la situación y de alguna manera no ser duro, ¿verdad? No ser tan duro cuando pasan este tipo de situaciones, pero vuelvo a decir lo mismo, ¿no? Es un momento muy importante que la ciudad está viviendo cambios, la ciudad de Calexico está viviendo cambios y es un tiempo perfecto para demostrar que de veras quieren hacer las cosas diferentes. Gracias.
Pedro Ortiz.
Council with the city attorney, just to give a real quick response without going into.
Would be appropriate.
Buenas tardes, yo soy el jefe de policía. Y una de las cosas que estuve yo viendo también, cuando nos dimos cuenta nosotros del accidente, sí fuimos y tratamos de localizar a la persona, la dueña del carro que viene siendo Rosie Fernández. El siguiente día no tomamos, no pudimos hablar con ella esa noche porque no estaba en la casa. El siguiente día sí tomamos la versión de lo que pasó. Se hizo una investigación, la investigación se mandó con el fiscal. El fiscal prefirió mandar el caso viene siendo I say Attorney General Spanish, el que viene siendo, pues es el fiscal pero del estado de California, pues él viene siendo más alto que Gilbert Otero. Y entonces ellos tienen el caso ese, si ellos piensan que hay suficiente evidencia, ya sabemos que hay video, que ella fue lo que causó este daño, entonces ellos van a hacer lo que tienen que hacer por parte legalmente eso. Yo, una de las cosas que le dije, y lo dije en el periódico, que nosotros no estamos tapando a nadie. Y yo lo tomo como una great offense, ¿cómo? Una ofensa que la gente me esté cuestionando mi integridad. Si ustedes supieran las cosas que yo he pasado por ustedes los ciudadanos en esta ciudad en el 2016, 2015, por ser la persona que habló cuando había muchas cosas que no estaban pasando bien en esta ciudad, es una ofensa muy grande porque nosotros no tapamos nada. Nosotros estamos haciendo el trabajo que tenemos que hacer. A mí me hablaron y me dijeron que por qué no vino el Highway Patrol. El Highway Patrol no iba a hacer nada más diferente que nosotros. Okay. Ustedes vieron el video. ¿Quién aquí me puede decir que podemos saber que ella fue la que venía manejando ese carro? Lo bueno que tenemos relación con la persona Rosie Fernández, que es una persona que es profesional y nos dijo la versión que lo que pasó. Y ustedes han visto en el periódico que ella admitió que sí fue ella. Entonces no va a poder decir que no fue ella porque ya nos dio ella ese testimonio a nosotros. Entonces, para mí lo mejor que podemos hacer como una ciudad es seguir adelante. Lo que pase con ella, con el fiscal del estado, es con ellos. Nosotros vamos a atestiguar como la investigación que hizo el oficial, de los detalles que tomó, el video que tomó. Una de las cosas que sí hicimos, que le dimos cuenta y no fue que tuvimos más atención, fue que la señora que fue víctima de ahí, nos dimos cuenta que habló con el oficial y le dijo que muchos carros pasan muy recio. Y sí pusimos un alto ahí dentro de una semana, 2. Es lo único que puedo dar ahorita porque no quiero que este caso se vaya a perder por algo que dije que no debe decir. Y no quiero que digan, ¿sabes qué? Porque el jefe de policía dijo este caso lo vamos a echar para afuera. Porque eso no. Si ella hizo algo, lo van a tratar como debe de ser tratado. Pero el fiscal localmente, él no lo va a tratar el caso. Este caso lo va a tratar el Attorney General de la oficina de Javier Becerra, que viene siendo el Attorney General. Okay. Y nomás quiero aclarar las cosas porque digo, pasan muchas cosas en Calexico y lo malo es que en las redes sociales la gente luego lo de aquí ya sé que va a salir que soy un mentiroso, que soy esto, que soy otro, pues ni modo. Ahí dígame lo que me tengan que decir. Yo estoy trabajando y mi palabra es mi palabra. Mi palabra para mí vale más que lo que me paga la ciudad. Yo ya tengo 29 años aquí en Calexico y le doy las gracias a ustedes y quiero seguir sirviendo a ustedes de comunidad. Y si tienen problemas, háblenme. Quiero aclarar cosas, que queden claras las cosas. Pero yo digo que no debo de yo tomar la posición y tratar yo este caso porque ese tiempo ya le estamos dando un tratamiento especial. Que si yo hubiera metido, entonces me dice, entonces el jefe de policía anda metido en esto. Dejar que el oficial haga su trabajo. No es el primer reporte que toma ese oficial. El oficial que tomó el reporte tiene bastante años con Calexico, tiene mínimo de 10 años y él tiene que hacer su trabajo. De ese reporte se va con un sargento lo revisa, lo revisó el teniente y yo también lo vi y dijimos vamos a proceder con este reporte, hay que mandarlo con el fiscal. Queremos saber que todo estaba bien, que esté bien. Mucha gente quería saber por qué no lo arrestaron, porque en estos casos, si la persona no se agarra en ese tiempo, no puedes nomás arrestar a una persona así. Tienes que dar una orden de aprehensión. No es como si yo te hubiera agarrado manejando bajo la influencia de alcohol y drogas y yo te paro, entonces ahí sí te puedo arrestar. O sea, es una felonía. Entonces se pueden arrestar también. Entonces ahí los dejo y gracias.
Thank you, Chief.
Mr. Medina? I'm sorry, it's just since Chief.
Buenas tardes. Pedro Ortiz, residente de Calexico. No sé si malinterpretó el jefe de policía, yo sí comprendí a mi compañero Alberto. La cuestión no es con usted, señor. Usted hizo su trabajo y no creo que sea tan ocurrente para no hacer su trabajo con un video. Con usted no es la cuestión. Aquí la cuestión y lo más preocupante es con mis amigos del concilio. La función de ellos es que sean 5 personas con distinta opinión para que no haya ningún tipo de asociación delictuosa. Señores, uno de los compañeros de ustedes no procedió bien. Tuvo un accidente, tuvo un percance como cualquier persona lo pudo haber ocasionado. Aquí la cuestión de ustedes es ¿con qué moral le va a poder exigir Rose a ustedes cuando cometan un error si ustedes no le exigieron ahorita? ¿Sabe qué, señorita? Mientras se arregla su situación, déjenos este lugar. Lo tiene que ocupar otra persona mientras se arregle su situación legal y aclare ese caso. Entonces va a ser una asociación delictuosa esto, mis amigos. ¿Por qué? Porque están siendo partícipes de no ejercer, de no aplicar la ley. Señora, usted está en una investigación por un delito. Cometió un delito, el chocar, el irse, él es el agravante. El accidente todo nos puede pasar. El agravante fue el irse. Y ustedes no les exigieron. Esa es su función. Son 5 personas con opiniones distintas. Aquí estuvieron en común acuerdo en no exigirle nada. No están cumpliendo su función. ¿Ok? Ese es un tema que no le iba a tocar porque le iba a tocar a mi compañero. El otro tema. Llegó a mis manos un borrador de la supuesta ordenanza que van a hacer ustedes. La leí, en lo poco que lo entendí, en lo apresurado que lo leí, pues no sé a quién se le ocurrió. Es una ocurrencia totalmente esto. No sé dónde lo aplicarían, porque en la ciudad de Calexico nada de lo que está aquí aplica. No sé si lo copiaron de otra ciudad, no sé si lo copiaron de San Diego, Los Ángeles, Canadá, no tengo ni la menor idea. Pero esto no aplica aquí, esto para mí es una ocurrencia. Y como les dije en la sesión pasada, señores, si ustedes legislan sin tomarnos en cuenta a nosotros, es una vil ocurrencia, porque ustedes están en función para atendernos a nosotros, apoyarnos a nosotros, a los pequeños empresarios que somos realmente la base de Calexico. Señores, están totalmente equivocados y los aules van a ser su base. Si la Walmart se va, yo no sé qué chingado, perdón, no sé qué vamos a hacer. Si la Walmart se va. Porque no hay nada aquí a lo que venga la gente de Mexicali a traer dinero. Y a la gente de aquí de Calexico que queremos aportar, pequeños empresarios, no nos están dando las facilidades. Los dineros que generan los outlets grandes no se quedan aquí, señores. Se van a las grandes empresas, no sé si vivan en Beverly Hills o Palm Springs, San Diego, no sé ni dónde vivan, señores. Pero la gente que dejamos nuestro dinero aquí, ustedes no nos están apoyando. Y a los futuros empresarios, digamos mis hijos, ¿qué opción tienen ellos de trabajo? ¿Qué opción tienen para encontrarse con todas las obstrucciones que estoy encontrándome yo para abrir un negocio? Con todos los reglamentos, con todas las... No, señores, la función de ustedes es para decirle a los jóvenes empresarios, ¿saben qué, muchachos? Van a empezar, eres un muchacho de 21 años que quieres empezar tu empresa. Sabes que los primeros 3 años o 4 años no te voy a cobrar licencia. Va a ser un incentivo para ti. ¿Sabes qué, muchacho? Traes un proyecto y todo. Te vamos a apoyar. Necesitas crédito. Te vamos a conseguir un crédito, muchacho. No hay nada de eso, ningún programa para mis hijos. ¿Qué es lo que ocasionan? Que se vayan de Calexico y sigamos siendo un pueblo de viejos y de niños que vienen al kinder. No, señores, necesitamos ya que nos hagan algo para los pequeños empresarios que estamos aquí, que generamos dinero para la ciudad de Calexico, que pagamos nuestras licencias, que pago renta, impuestos de mi casa, que pago aseguranza, que pago todo, que cuando salgo de trabajar no tengo las fuerzas de irme a Mexicali a hacer 2 horas de fila y me quedo a comer aquí una hamburguesa, o me quedo y me voy y compro algo en la Walmart, o hago una carne asada en mi casa porque compré carne en el Sol Market. A esa gente deben de atender, no a las grandes empresas. Yo no sé qué le están rogando a ustedes que no se vaya el Applebee's. ¡Que te vayas! Y traemos el dinero que le vamos a dar de subsidio, se los damos a toda esa gente que no tiene, que necesita apoyos. ¿Quiénes van a los Applebee's? ¿Quiénes van, señores? La gente que tiene mucho dinero, que le dio flojera irse a San Diego a gastarlo. Esos son los que van. Gracias.
Gracias.
Pablo Virgen Jr.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, respectable city council members, manager, mayor. The reason I'm here is to talk about the carriols that have been placed right in front of my business and along Cesar Chavez Boulevard here in Calexico, California. Sorry, move the chair. There has been a negative impact on my business, which is affecting us now and will affect us in the future, which at a short time from now will lead to the forceful closure of my business. We are a first response vehicle for which we are in the towing rotation with the Calexico Police Department, the California Highway Patrol, Imperial County Sheriff's Department, the CBP, Border Patrol, BLM, which is the Bureau of Land Management, and other agencies. We have a response time we have to meet when we are called upon. With those carriols in place, that extends our ETA, which is our estimated time of arrival, to an accident scene where we are needed, or to a traffic stop in midsummer where the officer has to be standing in the 100+ heat with all their gear, making it hotter for them. Our company is well known for our excellent response time, which we are not willing to compromise. The access to our tow truck is very limited, as well as it will impair any other activity, which includes any other vehicle larger than a mid-sized pickup or SUV. For instance, if we are towing a large RV or anything larger than that, we will not be able to pull into our facility. We've towed RVs during the city cleanup. We've done that, and they're pretty big. So we have to take a wide turn into our property. We can't do that anymore. It's like right in front of our property, those carriols. We are the only tow company in the city here of Calexico which can tow large vehicles like those. Also, if we are towing a car on our flatbed stinger, which is the wheel lift at the bottom, we're able to tow two vehicles in tandem, one on top, one on bottom. That extends the length of our tow truck, so we have to take a wider turn. We will not be able to put into our lot. The trash truck will have a hard time accessing our business, as well as FedEx delivery, UPS delivery and any other vehicle of that size or greater. We ship out, sometimes we ship out engines. We also sell parts. We're a licensed auto dismantler. We sell parts, we ship them out of state. We receive stuff from out of state too. FedEx is always there, UPS is always there. We're gonna have a hard time receiving our packages. We also repair big diesel rigs and trailers, which we will no longer be able to pull into our property. That will be a big loss of income for our company, affecting our finances. The K-rails were not part of the initial plan. Neither was the blockage of all Cesar Chavez as it is set up now. I have the original plan, so it was going to be. It's nothing like that. With these rails and blockage in place, that will kill local businesses. I mean, not only me, also the people around us. There's other businesses existing right there. There's a warehouse with plenty of businesses. There's a registration company in front of us. There's our parking, which I saw the other day. I thought they were moving because it looks pretty empty. As a business owner and locally involved community member, it would hurt me see my business that has been open for more than 50 years closed down due to a decline in sales and to a big inconvenience to our customers' access. I mean, our customers are beginning to tell us, hey, what's going on right here? How are we going to come to you? You know, how are we going to exit? How are we going to? We can only come in and come out. That's it. We can't. There's no other way we can come in. Just this road. We have to go all the way. We have to make a right on 2nd Street. Maybe go to the outlets or take a different route. I urge the city of Calexico and its planning division, as well as any other department involved, a prompt solution to this issue at hand, for which time is of the essence. So, I thank you for your time. If you guys have any questions for me, I'm more than welcome to answer them right now. Or you can contact me. Sure, we can set up a meeting. I really want to talk about this because it's really affecting me. Thank you.
Mr. Kim?
As I forgot his name. He get a good point. How our cities working without the brains? They're blocking. Their city of Calexico wants to only have a road for the people in Mexicali, but not for the Calexico. That's it. Bypassing the Calexico, go easy to go and come back, to go back to the city. But what happened to the Calexico citizens on both sides? Actually, one side not many, but the other side we have a lot of business. When I see, about 2 days ago, when I see they block it, it was so stupid. I'm sorry to say this. So stupid to have this like this. I believe that I seen the spaces of the road and the 6 lanes. They should have 2 lanes set on one side, so they can one way and the other. They have at least they can use temporarily. You can use the 2 lane for the one side, but 4 lane for the other side. They're 2 and 2. They should be that way at least, if they want to separate it. Yes, it's not clearly showing another to the community. They don't care about the community member. They care about how they can be easy, how can be look nice, but same time supporting community. What of the Santo Tomas? You guys got so stupid deal, stupid negotiation to them, obligated to their habit, take it. And you guys been pushing around to the people doesn't have money. No job in here. And you guys are pushing around, but you guys not pushing around the others. I don't know what kind of combat system you guys have it. Well, why you helping other Swami in their way and not in this one? We supposedly have the same ones. What is hurting to they leave the merchandise inside of the Swami? Nighttime anyways, people not going to be good anyways. That was the big deal. I still don't understand how our leadership is working that way. They always looking for the credit, look nice, take the photos. That's it. And when they make mistake, at least they should have taken care of the mistake too. But it's not. I want to say something, but I'm not going to say because the person not in here. But please, your leadership is for the community. That's why we have a government. Government for the people, not for themselves. Thank you.
Mr. Medina.
Buenas noches, señores del concilio, público en general. Yo tengo dos artículos de los cuales quiero hablar. Principalmente un ticket que me dieron el año pasado, el 22 de mayo, y estuve pidiendo una audiencia. La primera que me enviaron, me enviaron con fecha del 21 de agosto, pero llegó un día después de la audiencia que estaba para el 20. Sí, llegó un día después. Entonces, durante todo este tiempo, yo pensé que podía arreglar este asunto. El ticket me lo dieron principalmente porque moví mi carro afuera, lo estacioné para sacar unos botes de basura. El carro no tiene tiene las placas vencidas. Yo sabía que no se puede manejar un carro, pero no sabía que no se podía estacionar a un lado. And I think I brought this up to your attention before. El punto es que duró tanto tiempo, casi ya un año, y entonces únicamente esta semana me dieron una audiencia únicamente para decirme de que no se podía hacer absolutamente nada. En el momento en que estaban dando la infracción, yo estuve presente allí y hablé con los oficiales, le llamamos al supervisor para que si había alguna manera de cancelar esto, inclusive antes de llamarle a la grúa, y no se dieron absolutamente nada. Entonces es la primera vez que me sucede algo así. Yo sinceramente no soy una persona que hago esto, que dejo mis carros desatendidos, absolutamente nada. Yo esperaba por lo menos un warning y únicamente me dijeron que no se podía hacer absolutamente nada. Entonces por eso lo traigo aquí a la mesa directiva, al concilio, para que lo considere, considere este asunto. Es carísimo, cerca de $700. ¿Okay? Entonces, it's a little hefty. Okay? Anyway, the other thing I'd like to mention tiene que ver con el agua, ¿okay? Con el alza del agua. Este es un desierto. Necesitamos alguna manera, alguna visión para plantar árboles. Ahora con esto del alza del agua, los cobros son más altos. Yo tengo muchísimos árboles en mi casa y debería de haber alguna manera de que se pueda dar algún incentivo a las personas para que planten más árboles. Por ejemplo, el distrito de irrigación tiene aproximadamente $2 millones para plantar árboles, y el alza del agua, pues aquí en Calexico no va a dar mucha oportunidad para eso. Entonces hay que considerar eso. Lo último que quiero mencionar, ahora que estaban mencionando esto del tráfico en las calles, yo hace muchos años pedí, inclusive se lo pedí al señor Hodge, a Mr. Moreno, también al Chief of Police de ese tiempo, que pusieran unos altos en la esquina de Meros y Nixon, ¿sí? Porque la gente por esa calle viaja a una velocidad muy alta y es muy peligroso. Mi casa sale casi hacia la curva, entonces he tenido mucha suerte de que nadie se estampe allí. So that's something to be considered. I would like Meadows and Nixon.
Nixon.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you, Arturo.
absolutely.
Mr. Medina, you said that the citation is $700? So the citation was $300? Okay. Well, I'll talk one because I don't know, we don't have a $300 citation for parking your car. It's probably another fee, but not the citation for parking your vehicle. Puede ser otras compound citations. Okay. If you meet with me, we'll take a look at that.
Okay, moving along. Thank you, Chief. Comment City Council, Mr. Reyes? Morse?
On a good note, and not all this negativity today. I want to say that last Saturday we had a battle of the bands. This weekend, Saturday, turned out well. So we're trying to get things going in downtown, and we appreciate if you people would go and support it. But I would like to thank Chalo and his crew, the police, and Victor Legaspi and his people. They did a great job, and it was great. There was about over 1,000 people there, and mostly millennium, mostly 18 to 30-year-old kids. But it was great. We're trying to revive Calexico downtown, and we appreciate that you people go there and see what we're doing. Calexico has been pretty dead lately, and we're trying to build it up, and I appreciate that you go there, and that's it. That's about all I'll have to report. Let me say something here. I'm gonna try to quiero hablar con ustedes de lo otro, la regidora. Lo que está pasando, el Chalo ya tiene todos los papeles en el juicio, todos están en juicio, y hay que ver qué está pasando. Lo único que te pido es que si tiene queja, que hay que esperar que está ahí aquí por X razón no está hoy, y para que se pueda defender si quiere. Y nomás, no, ya hablaste, señor.
Sí, pero es que malinterpretaste lo que te dije.
¿De qué?
Yo no te estoy diciendo, yo lo que te estoy diciendo es que la función de ustedes como regidor, como miembros del concilio, es decirle, señorita Rossi, tiene usted un problema, ese problema fue un percance, fue un accidente, tienes que retirarte mientras aclaras esa situación.
Pero no está ahorita, no está culpable. No está culpable, eso no debe de bajar.
Le estoy acusando a ella, le estoy acusando a usted y a usted. A
Okay,
ustedes que
yeah.
están haciendo por bajar.
Thank you.
Okay. Y ella no está aquí ahorita, pero en 2 semanas puede ser que va a estar aquí y se puede hacer sus quejas. Pero ahorita, como no está, no se puede defender. Y hay 2 lados en cada historia, en cada story. Ok, no, es lo que quiero decir. Gracias. Gracias.
Ustedes, defiéndanse ustedes. A ustedes son a los que les estoy
Point of
diciendo.
order.
Yeah. Mr. Hodge?
Yes. Mr. Eisen is right that she's not here to defend herself, and that due process has to unfold. But if you're looking for difference of opinions from the city council, I will state that personally what happened was in very much poor judgment. Very, very bad poor judgment. That's my opinion. I would have done it differently. It's an existential situation. I can't say what she was going through or what she was thinking, but it was poor judgment. Another issue on Meadows, east of Andrade, Mr. Medina, you're absolutely right. There's not enough stop signs. The traffic goes very, very fast there, 55, 60 miles at times. And we have children that want to ride their bikes, even on the sidewalks or on the side, but it's still dangerous. There is a house, I was told, on Sherman and Heffernan that has a great amount of weeds, is completely disordered. It's an eyesore, tall grass, could possibly be a fire hazard. I'd like for us to check that out. And just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, for your own benefit, what will be coming up is the 2020 census. And we will be doing our best to inform you. We will be coming door to door to ask you the questionnaire. There's nothing to fear. And if we don't get an accurate count, it will mean millions of dollars of lost revenue. So just to let you know that the census is coming, and there'll be further information on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hodge. I did want to state that I did have an opportunity to attend the first Summit of Mayors. It was in a beautiful place in Mexico and Canada, the U.S. and Mexico. Alcaldes, mayors were there, and we had an opportunity to share ideas, listen to speakers, talk about inclusion, commerce, border relations. We had an opportunity to see the President of Mexico. Presidente Obrador was there. It was a beautiful 2-day session, and we had an opportunity to make a lot of contacts. 52 mayors from the United States were there, and the rest were from Canada and Mexico. It was eye-opening, and I believe, Mr. Hodge, you will be mayor at the time, and I think you'll be having it in Texas, where you'll have an opportunity to make that same type of meeting and make those contacts and networking and meeting with
Very good.
everybody to make contact. Thank you. Manager's report, Mr. Dale.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I know that up here in these meetings, we get a lot of negativity, a lot of negative feedback on certain things. Some things justified, some things definitely not justified. But we were supposed to have a presentation today. We'll have it next meeting about the economic development and things that are going on in the city. There's a lot of good things going on in the city, a lot of good things. You don't hear those things in public comments, but there's a lot of good things. We have Mr. Yep is in the audience today. Calexico Brewing Company is doing great. Things are going well for him. We've got a lot of things going on. We have Dr. Vo's office is opening up. A lot of things going on. So I want you to you understand that there's a lot of positive things going on in the city. In 2014, 2015, the city was negative $4 million in the hole in the general fund. Negative $4 million. Normally, you're supposed to have a reserve, what we call reserve, savings, of about 6 months worth of general fund. We should have a savings of $8 million in the bank. We had a negative $4 million. Today, we're climbing out of that hole, and we're going to hear from in a few weeks or next week about how our budget's going from our finance director. But we're climbing out. We're almost out of that hole. And we're moving forward, and we're climbing, and we're doing better. And good things are happening, Mr. Mayor, in this city. It's not so much a reflection on me, but the department heads and this council's leadership that's making this machine work again, plugging the holes in the ship, making this ship sail again. And in the next year or two, we're going to be back on our feet where we should be. So we're on our way up, and good things are happening. I want to emphasize that, because all we hear in this up here is mostly negative. It's the people that are upset. The ones that are doing well, they don't say much because they're happy. So I just want to say that we are climbing out of this hole, and within a year or so, we should be back on our feet. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Moving on to consent agenda. We're looking at items 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have Mr. Kim wishing to speak on items 9, 10, and 11. So may I have a motion to accept items 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11?
Mr. Mayor, I'll make that motion.
Is there a
those
second,
items.
please? All those in favor?
City Clerk, do we have any comments?
Yes, We're going to approve items 6, 7, 8, and then hear you on 9, 10, and 11. Okay? So let's approve items 6, 7, 8.
All right, I'll make that motion to approve items 6, 7, and 8.
Thank you. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Now we'll listen to items, Mr. Kim, item 9 first.
Thank you for that. Item 9 is budget amendments. City of Calexico, they said we have a balanced budget, but they don't have to make the amendments because they just put in a minimum. They already know that we're gonna expand it later on. It's good budget. We don't have to amend it. Of course, some emergencies, so amended. We supposed to have certain things like we're not planning that we're supposed to have it. But like a swimming pool, we're supposed to have it in the budget early beginning. They didn't put it on the budget. Same things. And the city manager saying about the city of Calexico 14, 15, they have a $4 million negative. It's not true. Why?
Mr. Kim,
yes.
item number 7.
Yes, I'm talking about the budget amendments.
We're not talking about the budget.
You don't want to hear the, you don't
I
want
wanna
you don't
hear
hear
item
the
on
real
the poll.
happening.
9.
You
Nine.
don't want to hear the real happening.
Item number 9, please.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about the budget amendments.
Item number 9.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. This the budget is when they not using right, they're gonna be amendment again. But early beginning, we have a nice. This is another prove it. So even city of Calexico, we don't have anything done yet. Supposedly the budget approval, we don't have it, and we have audit. It's not been done. We have a bad budget. We have a budget. It's not factual budget. Please be aware of when we have to make the budget. We don't have to have like this kind of order of the amendment. Please, proactive. Thank you.
Mr. Kim,
Yes.
we have this money already. The money is in this department.
But money was not set up.
No. We're going to use the money in this fashion in the summer.
No, if we have the budget, we don't have to say today's amendments.
I understand.
Okay. It's semantics. Thank you. Item number
10.
Next item, Mr. Kim. Item number 10.
Yeah, it's number 10. That's another one. City of Calexico doing bad spending years. Not only, I'm not talking about the city manager per now. We had histories to using the bad ones. And I was fighting to get a clear transparency in the budget. I never had. So I had to call the state. I had to send a letter to state controllers to come down to review us. Look at how we have it. Now we have to close the block. Grant. That grant supposed to be help the people. That money that goes to compass, politicians. That's what's happening. So City of Calexico not using our CDBG budget grant is not the right way. Helping the compass, helping the politicians, but not themselves. And even politicians, they owe the city, they not intend to pay anything. Even some politicians, they got refinance from the city. We city give them 2 times, and then about a month later, the person throw the house away. That kind of activities we have. So, City of Calexico, a city council member, we have clean governments. This is another proof we're losing the budget because if we didn't have clean governments, we didn't have the help them our community.
Thank you, Mr. Kim.
Right.
Item 11.
I'm glad we have some help to people. I believe especially helping the women who's in trouble. We should have it keep going on. In order to keep going on, why we don't have city and the county writing the grant for these programs so we can have enough funds. I know Happenable they're gonna fund it, but they can spend that money for the other purpose. The state and federal, they got so much grant. We should write the grant to help them to in more sufficient to help the problem of women. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to go back now and look at items
9, 10,
9, 10, and 11. Is there a motion to accept items 9, 10, and 11?
You guys, do you
Chief
have any
has one.
question on item 11?
Yes?
Okay, so item 11 is the sexual assault response team MOU that we have asked Mr. Dale to sign. That is where we take the victim and the suspect, if we get one during a sexual assault case. We have, through Pioneers Memorial, they have a trained registered nurse who does a sexual assault response team, and that's what this is MOU is for. In order for them to provide services for us at a cost associated with that, they need an MOU signed. Unfortunately, there's no grant for that right now. Everything is paid by the city, and it depends on how many sexual assaults we have per year. That's how much we're going to get charged. If we don't have any, we don't pay. If we have 10, we pay for 10. If we only have 10 victims, no suspects, it's only 10. If we have 10 victims, 10 suspects, then it's 20 by the numbers. So, I actually request that we sign that MOU, because if we do have a sexual assault, we will have nowhere to take them for the assault on this.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to approve on the consent agenda, items 9, 10, and 11.
Is there a second, Mr.? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Approved. Discussion, potential action items. Item number 12.
I have 2 speakers.
2 speakers. First speaker,
Mr. Kim.
Mr. Kim.
Be gentle, Mr. Kim.
Mr. Kim, I'm just staying on topic on the item.
I'm always on topic, but sometimes
No, you
people
like
need-
to shoot the
sometimes
moon.
sometimes people need to understand because of what's happening, what is the issues.
Item number 12, Mr. Kim.
Okay, Houston, we have a $14.7 million bond. They issued the city of Calexico. They do all shady things, and they all crazy things, and what I'm understanding, they have to dismiss all the planning commissioners to approve this bond, this plan. It's so tricky, so shameful. We had these bonds, and you guys we have to pay $30 million that bonds. Always to make about more than double because of interest. And city of Calexico, what they did, and they didn't do their job right. I don't know why. It looks like we have a lot of commission goes on here and there. I don't know what happens, but one thing I know, city of Calexico didn't do job right. So community getting hurt. And now you want to do again. We have to refinance the safety bond, or we have to find a way to cancel the safety bond. And even when I was council, I was successfully to separate the money for the service instead of sending the bank for the service portion, sending the bank to the payments. But city of Calexico, they did about 1 time or 2 times. That's it. They don't spend more anymore for the community again. Even they have some suspicious activity going on at that fund for the major D. The Halston CFT. I've been found from the budget. City of Calexico doing some shady or suspicious action took it money spending that money. So we supposed not do it and still doing it. Don't forget, there is no parks, no schools. That time when they approved it, there was park and school involved there, and nothing there. And the other one is, the money was controlled by the Alan Kapanicas. He was also raided by FBI later on. So we deal lots of some bad deals or suspicious deals, and City of Calexico doing it. Council is not functioning there. So please, before you approve it, you have to spend money right to serve the community and protect the community. And please to reconsider about these CFT bonds on the Hearthstones. Thank you.
Thank you. As for Dell's inside.
Okay. Jose Hinojosa?
I make a motion that we approve.
You have to hear this, Karen. Same item.
Good evening, Jose Hinojosa, 1056 F. Torres. First of all, I would like to thank this administration, Mr. Dale. We're currently working together. Harson Community is working together with Mr. Dale's in Mr. Dale's office and directly with Mr. Dale, and we're making progress. Today, I'm here to thank everyone, council members, especially Mr. Dale and his administration. But I'm also here to request that the special services tax, there's two portions of this tax. Is the CFD, which is the to pay the bond, and there's a special services tax that's added, a $499 per year per home. And as you all know, as the community knows, there's nothing special about this community. Again, we're working together with the city to resolve this issue. Mr. Dale's here to confirm that. And I would just like to ask for council members to put this in consideration. There's nothing special about this community other than the problems that we have. Mr. Hodge, you know about this. Mr. Pacheco, Mr. Reyes, you know the reality of this situation. We're working together. We're trying to make this work. There's a lot of problems that are be coming up next year, and I think this would be a good faith effort from council. 2 years ago, we were able to remove that special tax, and it was supposed to be saved for the community, for improvements for the community. That was 2 years ago. This is not part of the bond payment. The special services tax, if you see on your agenda documents, is public safety services costs, which again, with our 1% property tax, we're paying on top of what we're already paying. So we're being double taxed on services. So I would just like to ask for you to take into consideration and remove this special services tax from our burden. And we're together, we're not opposing to pay the CFD bond, which we're working together with the city to resolve. And Mrs. Lovatos, I would like to thank you also for helping us. But yes, please help us remove that special services tax, which has nothing special about it. Please help us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Mr. Dale, any comments on?
Yeah, I can speak a little bit to it. The special service tax was approved at the time of the CFD. The intention, and I think the police chief was around at that time, can probably speak a little more, and our fire chief. But because of the location was at a distance to the fire station and the police station, the idea was to have a unit out there in that area, and that was going to pay for that area because of the station was so far away, and so it would decrease the response time. So it represents, with the paying houses, about $120,000 a year, and that pays for about one police officer and one firefighter.
Well, here's the thing. We need to have it paid.
I could defer to our finance director, but I believe this has to be approved before the fiscal year starts on July 1st, if I'm not mistaken.
Good evening, council members. So yes, this needs to be approved because this needs to be considered in our budget for Hearthstone. And this 118,000 that would go to public safety, this would be a reimbursement for both our police department and our fire department. So this is just like an allocation that we would do for them. So it's completely your decision.
And there's a timing, there's a
Time
Yes.
limit.
I mean, it needs to be now because that, again, that determines whether I put it in the budget or I take it out.
And you had a question about the reimbursement, Mr. Morris. You're gonna get reimbursed for this. Any other questions?
No.
Thank you, Ms. Lovato. Item 12, approval of a resolution for the City Council of City of Calexico, California, determining and levying the special tax in community facilities.
I don't know how he wants to say something.
There was no action.
Jose. Did you want to speak up again, Jose? It's up to the mayor.
It's, we're not discussing the bond, it's the special services. The special services is $122,126.40. It's not the actual bond that we're talking about. It's this the special services portion of it. You can approve the bond payment and just remove the special services, not to be charged. And that wouldn't affect because you yeah.
Okay.
So just to make that clear, it's not it's $122,000. It's $499. It's page 8 of your agenda item. So it wouldn't affect the bond. It wouldn't affect the bond holders. It wouldn't affect anyone. It would just relieve the homeowners from this special services tax. If you guys drive out there, you'll see that there's nothing special about it.
It's not doing anything for you.
It's not doing anything. Thank you.
Well,
Mr. Dale, recommendation then?
Well, as your pleasure, we will have to probably reduce the firefighters and police by one if this is not approved. So, as you wish. But we do need an action at least prior to July 1st, in one way or the other.
Yeah, I'd like to make a comment. If this doesn't pass, I need you guys to realize that you're getting rid of one cop and you'll get one firefighter. That thing, we're already short-staffed as it is, as you guys are aware of. The next thing that happens is we're still responding to that location. We still have to go to that location. That was put there for the time response study that we had to that location. Our stations aren't close enough to it, so that was put into factor. But just to let you know that if it doesn't pass, then you are technically getting rid of one firefighter and one police officer. And we're still responding, and we're still going to be responding to that location, but now you're just doing it with less personnel. And if you need stats on how many times we respond to that location, I can give you those, and you're gonna see that we're in that area every day, all day. So it's a big issue that even if you table it, in the end, I think the black and white numbers, you'll see that it is important for that.
Well, we don't want that to happen. It's important that we have public safety.
I too find this, it's, I don't know when we started this tax, but we've been waiving that public safety fee. And it's not fair for the rest of the citizens, and it's not fair for everybody, but it's time that I get calls all the time because they don't see enough police presence. If we keep on letting people not pay that special tax, we are special. We're public safety. That's what it's for. It's for public safety. We will hopefully be able to fill the positions that we are lacking so we can have more patrol officers patrolling the city of Calexico. As it is right now, I'm shorthanded. Everybody knows that. We've been trying to catch up for the last year and a half. We haven't. You do away with that, then we still have to respond over there. We still have to do what we got to do. It's just like when we did when we struck up that MOU with the high school. We still had to respond, but we made them pay for us being there. And this is the same way it is. I mean, they bought the homes knowing those conditions of the CFD and the special tax. Unfortunately, we need to respond there, and it does take a lot of our time because we respond, when the fire department responds, 50% of the time we respond with them. So I think it's time that in order for us to move on in hiring, to move the city forward, economy looks like it's doing good nationwide, and I think it's time to do what we need to do.
Thank you, Chief. I'm going to call the question again. Item number 12, approve of a resolution with the City Council, City of Calexico, California, determining and leveling the special tax Community Facilities District number 2005-1 Hartstone.
And then just want to make council aware that we would need 3 yes votes for the approval of any resolution, just so everybody's aware.
Thank you. I'm going to call for the question. All those in favor? Call for the question. Is there
Yeah.
We need a second motion.
Oh, okay. But this gentleman wants to speak, so what's the situation?
Did he fill out the form? No. La forma. No, llenó una forma. Pues llega y llena la forma. Pues llena la forma, no hay problema. No hay, aquí no.
He'll fill it.
No sé si ya soy este señor, hasta ahora me dijiste Pedro. El señor bombero y el señor policía aquí presente tienen toda la razón. Es muy importante su trabajo, es muy importante la atención a esa área de la ciudad. Pero si hace 15 días estábamos ahorrando 12 agentes, ¿por qué no estamos perdiendo ahora por dinero? Si nos estamos ahorrando lo que nos ahorramos con lo de tráfico. Los 12 de tráfico que nos vamos a ahorrar.
Los comentarios en al concilio, no a las otras personas.
Perdón. Ok. Hace 15 días nos estábamos diciendo que estábamos ahorrando con lo que están haciendo de 12 jóvenes de tráfico. Yo no sé por qué estamos batallando ahora por poderle darle a un compañero ciudadano en la ciudad esa situación. ¿Por qué lo están dudando para darle el apoyo? Si ya tenemos un ahorro y estamos teniendo tantos ahorros. Y si el señor de él estaba diciendo hace rato, como comentario, de que nuestra percepción de las cosas es que está haciendo cosas buenas y no se lo estamos agradeciendo, pues ese es su trabajo, hacer cosas buenas, no cosas malas. Cuando hacemos cosas malas es por eso que venimos todos y estamos aquí reprochando. Pero si hacen cosas buenas, pues no vamos a venir, no es necesario. Estamos presentándonos porque tenemos inconformidades. No es justo que esas personas estén pagando ese impuesto. Es muy bueno hacer la voluntad de Dios en las vacas de mi compadre. Es muy fácil ponerle impuestos a los ciudadanos y nosotros no vamos a tener ninguna necesidad ni carestía. Señores, por favor, no quiero que me aborrezcan, quiero ser su amigo, pero por favor, hagan cosas en favor de nosotros. No parecen que estén haciendo cosas en favor de nosotros. No vean una agresión, agentes de bomberos, agentes de la policía, administrador, no vean una agresión de nosotros ante nuestro comentario. Es una inconformidad. Como si de repente ustedes les bajaran su sueldo, claro que van a venir y van a pelear y van a quitar, porque lo van a tomar como una agresión personal. Por más que yo les diga, no hay dinero para pagarles, tú vas a decir, no me alcanzan mis $2,000, yo los necesito. Lo vas a ver como una agresión personal. Claro, es lo mismo que vemos nosotros, como una agresión personal lo que nos están haciendo. No es personal contra ustedes, los respeto. De mi parte hay mucho respeto por ustedes. Se juegan la vida por nosotros. Pero también compréndanos. Tiene que ser una balanza. Tenemos que ser una comunidad. ¿Es necesario pagarles? Sí. Pero también no te voy a pagar para no darle de comer a mis hijos. Eso que quede claro. Gracias, señores.
Anybody else for item 12 so we can take a vote on this issue, please? Mr. Hinojosa, you've already had 2 chances. Thanks. We know where you're going. Believe me.
I just want to say I support the police department. I support the fire department. We've been paying for almost in 13 years this special tax.
Okay. Every year.
I'm going to vote yes at this time, but it's a rotten deal that you have received without a doubt. And I will personally get more involved and see what we can do for the upcoming time period.
Is that a motion, sir?
Motion for item 12. Mr. Hodge,
I'll make the motion.
is there a second? I'll second it for the vote. Mr. Hodge is aye.
Aye.
Mr.
Can.
Aye. But the
An
exception
an
will be made.
abstention will roll over to the majority vote, and if the majority vote is yes, an abstention will count as a yes vote.
Okay.
So we have 3
Okay,
yes votes.
thank you. 2 ayes and an abstention. Thank you, Morris. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Hinojosa. Item 13, Mr. Kim.
Thank you. What I understand in financial, money involved should be 3 votes. The last time the city lawyer was saying, because not money involved, financial involved, that's why 2 to 1 can
That
be
was a
done.
3 vote.
But this is the money involved. I don't know where is the laws on implementing.
Item 13, Mr. Kim.
Yes. This safety bond, 7 billion bonds. For this last year too, we had to pay over $373,000 in interest alone and $145,000 in principal. In total, we will have to pay over $14.8 million for borrowing $7 million. We are using the Grand Plaza sales tax revenues to pay for these bonds. Most of the sales tax should be used for City of Calexico for the general funds, but not this case. Also, we put all collateral. We put as a collateral of a 3-acre gun club for the bonds, and we are not even charging Grand Plaza to use the appraised $2.8 million city property. We don't charge any lease rent. We have given away millions of dollars of city money to the Grand Plaza, and that is why city has many financial problems. The total cost of the city of Calexico around $50 million in 30 years or more. As a former council members, use of Grand Plaza give a lot of political donation to the council. As you know, the owner got arrested by the FBI for bribing city officials and the company, Alan company, cause handling the safety bond money for the city of Calexico, also got arrested by the FBI for financial fraud. That's how city of Calexico. And we give them all the favor, and every time when I'm talking about the Grand Plaza, council stops me. They don't hear. I don't know why. Our council supporting the bribery givers. And it's as impact fee, they didn't pay. I got the papers here, about 7 entities making money out of it from this bond, and about $6 million impact fee. They didn't pay to the city. I couldn't get all the documents to prove they paid it. They said they paid it, they never paid. And $14 million. So what happens? We charging them, but we still paying them for them about $700,000 every year. We're sending same owner, so it has another company, we send the bond payments. We should discontinuing or bleaching this bond because they're bleaching the contract. They saying though they're gonna be creating the $1 million sales tax. It's not true. They're taking the business away from the downtown and price centers or so many people. Before they opened, so many people, they had some income. After Grand Plaza, all gone down. Actually, whatever they're collecting, we, city of Calexico, hurting more. They take away the sales from downtown or the other places, so city income same. So, which is we $700,000 sending them. They are showing us they're going to be creating $1 million. They are false documents. They enough to breaching the contract to stop the safety bonds.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else for item 13?
Nope, that's it.
City Council, City Calexico, acting in the capacity of legislative body for the city. Calexico Community Facilities District number 2013-1, the Grand Plaza. Adopt resolution number 2019, authorizing the levy of special taxes within the area, improvement area number 1 of such district for fiscal year 2019 and 2020. Is there a motion to accept?
I'll make the motion, Mr. Mayor.
Is there a second?
Mr. Mayor, may I just
Yes.
add something to this? There is something to what is being said, and the city is working on recovering some of those funds. I'm not sure why they did what they did in those days. I'm not sure that I agree with it, and definitely didn't agree with the Hearthstone CFD. It is what it is now. We have it in place. We're working on getting an appraisal for the gun club that was just referenced, so that we can start working on getting that sold and getting it off our books. But yes, there are definitely issues with regard to this Grand Plaza that we're working on, and we're working through those things. Hopefully, we can get that fixed.
Yeah, and I know you're working on item Hearthstone and the Grand Plaza.
We are working on Hearthstone. I don't know if Jose's still here, but the intersection that they need 2 roads. We're working on a study right now that was on an engineering study to see how we can get that intersection up into the Hearthstone area. We have to get one major hurdle is the IID canal that we have to get over. So we have an engineer working on that right now. So yes, there are issues with the Grand Plaza where we hope to work through most of them in the near future. Yeah. Thank you.
Motion has been made. Is there a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Item 14, any speakers?
Yes. Mr. Kim?
Senor Kim, come on down.
Of course, there's no people from the Bravo Rodriguez. The same things. The service fee, actually, we shouldn't be charged. even the Hearthstone and the Rodias. Why? Because when they build a house, supposedly they have to pay the impact fees. And City of Calexico, they give them the breaks on the impact fee, they collect the impact fee, they charging the impact fee to the citizens. That's happening. I know that Mr. Hatch wasn't there. I know Mr. Maurice wasn't there. But Mr. Pacheco, you were there. You approved it.
So were you, Mr. Kim? You
No,
were
it
there
is
for-
not. Rodias, no.
We have to go through this every year.
No. I didn't approve of that one.
No, but you have to approve this.
No.
Okay.
See? It's Hearthstone, it's been, originally they approved it. And when I had the information on the Hearthstone, it didn't come to have, we didn't have information, the service fee until that night. And City of Calexico shouldn't invent it about the service fees on the CFT bonds or anything, so some special tax. They supposed to go into the impact fees when they build that house, and they didn't do it. So maybe too late now, but I was really strongly to recommend to the council to look into the service fee took it away. I understand the concern from the police and fire. The city of Calexico has to have better budget practice, not to spending with the consultants a lot and lawyers a lot. And even though we have hired the lawyers to sue the fellow citizens, to so much money we do it. And the city of Calexico did for the hire the lawyer to sue the Cesar Chavez Bluebird people, and they take more than years to extend it. So please stop those kind of actions. They're hurting a lot of general fund from there. Lawyers, consultants. If we don't have employees, they don't know how to do it. If we have to hire someone else, why we need to hire that person in charge? For the very clear example, like the grand, what's it called, the RP riding the $100,000, and now according to the Mr. Charles, about $400,000 for the traffic plan. Of course, the city didn't pay it, but we have to change our practice to not to come this kind of the special taxes.
Stick to the Rodiles now,
Yes,
Mr. Kim.
I'm saying this. I'm talking about what is about the special tax, why caused it. Because the city of Calexico, our city of Calexico doesn't know how to do their job, and they don't know how to serve the community.
Thank you, Mr. Kim.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else for item number 14?
Mayor, if I may, can I comment?
Yes, Mr.
So we're looking at right now another 1,000 unit subdivision, and during the process that we're working with them, we do what we call a neutral cost analysis. So we do an analysis of what it's going to cost the city to have fire, police, maintenance of the sewer, water, storm drains, and all those things. And if it comes back that the development's going to cost the city more than what the property taxes will provide, then that's when they do these kind of CFDs. I don't like CFDs. In this next 1,000 unit subdivision, we plan not to do a CFD, but we did a neutral cost analysis, and it came out pretty close. So we said, you know what, let's just leave it like that. But I wasn't around at that time, but I'm sure they did a neutral cost analysis for that subdivision, and it probably came back that it cost the city more, so they implemented a CFD for that. And I think that's why they did it. I wasn't there again, but potentially that's what happened.
The market crashed and we had people who couldn't pay their homes. Okay, item 14. City Council of City Calexico acting in the capacity of a legislative body for the Calexico Community Facilities District number 2003-1, Bravo Rodiles, adopt resolution authorizing the levy of special taxes within the improvement area of number 1 of such district for fiscal year 2019 to 2020. Is there a motion? Again, it's the same thing. All three.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Carried, thank you. Yeah, all three had to be done, Morrison. Item 15, any comments, city speakers?
No, sir.
Thank you. Appointment of 2 council members to serve on ad hoc committee. Since we have 2 absent,
We should table
yeah,
it.
2 potential people that aren't here, so
Lay on the table.
we'll table this one for.
As you wish. We have one of the members here that may want to be nominated.
Yeah,
unless there's another one here.
I definitely want to be nominated. I've already gone to the meeting and want to pursue it.
And this will take some work. It may even involve knocking on doors or manning a kiosk, something like that, attending meetings and so forth. But it has its good things that come with it.
Okay, well, we know that Mr. Hart wants to be on it, so that's okay. Okay. We'll table that one, too. Okay, thank you. Item number 16, approve of Second Street traffic circulation change from one-way to east traffic to two-way east and west traffic circulation. Chief, any comments on this one? We're going to revert to the old.
Yes, sir. Since the traffic has slowed down coming into the United States from Mexico because of the new port of entry, I believe that it would help downtown to go back to having a two-way instead of having a one-way. It also would help police and fire. When we respond, it'd be a lot faster to be able to go in through the east towards the west and having to go all the way around like we're doing right now. So on my staff report, I put that down too. So we both, actually, the fire chief and I, agree on this, and the people downtown too would be very happy if we went back to two-way.
The original. Okay.
The people and from the east side to come to Calexico downtown, so it's going to help us a lot. So it's a good idea. In the old ways, back in the 70s and 80s, we had it like that, so it's better to have a two-way than a one-way.
Okay, approval of item 16.
I make a motion that we approve it.
Is there a second?
I think someone.
All those in favor?
Second.
Yeah, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, carried, thank you. Item 17, approve and for the purchase and
Mr. Mayor.
installation.
I'm so sorry to interrupt.
Oh, Mr. Servin.
Well, I want to know what's going on with the bridge from 2nd Street. When I'm going to finish that project, do you know?
What project?
Huh? I don't know. Because,
What project we're talking about?
I want to know what's going on with the bridge from the point on 2nd Street, the bridge. People can't drive because the bridge is still broken. Do you know?
County?
That's right. That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Servin.
Okay, Escobar.
That's funny. How'd you get that? How'd you go?
Purchase and installation of 7 new radio consulates. Chief.
Yeah. Like staff report is that this coming year, we start a major overhaul in our communications for police and fire radio system. It's something that we're doing region-wide, as in San Diego, all of Imperial County. The Imperial County Sheriffs and the El Centro Police Department already had done their upgrade. Brawley and ourselves are the only 2 agencies left, and so what I'm asking for is for approval to purchase 7 small consolettes that go on our back room, which will be our radio channels that we use to communicate between fire, police, dispatch, fire, dispatch, and police. It's coming out of our impact fees, and I mean, I'm hoping that you guys will approve for this. If it does not get approved, come October, November, we won't be able to communicate with each other. And this is phase 1 of the next generation radio. Phase 2 will be purchasing of dispatch consoles, and we are working on trying to get funding from another source on that one at this time.
This is not the asset forfeiture funds, no?
Sir, unfortunately, I don't have any asset forfeiture money because I don't have anybody in task forces. Once we get to hopefully 75% staffing, I'll be able to let 1 or 2 guys go and work to get asset forfeiture.
Okay, so I make a motion we approve this.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Aye. Introduce and waive the first reading of an ordinance for the city of Calexico, California, amending chapter 10.24 of the Calexico Municipal Code pertaining to the parking ordinance. Chief.
I'll make it really quick because we all need to go home. After looking at the parking ordinance for Cesar Chavez Boulevard, we noticed that we need to change the ordinance where it makes certain areas on Cesar Chavez no parking. As some of you have seen, they have no parking for bicycle lanes, so we need to make sure that the ordinance reflects that. Another one is westbound 2nd Street from Imperial Avenue all the way to Grand Plaza Way. We cannot have anybody park there. It's a safety issue. The third one, which is part of the parking ordinance too, is Imperial Avenue parking. We need to limit that parking to 2 hours where people can park. There's sections there that also do not allow parking at all, and those will remain the same. Also, 1 block east and west of certain intersections, which is in the new ordinance, it will be 2-hour parking too. We have too many vehicles being left there for 2-3 days at a time, creating a traffic hazard. Also, when we do have our street sweeper go down the street, they can't sweep.
Right.
And the businesses also sign a petition because some of these vehicles park there and stay there for a couple of days and costing them customers. So it was a win-win for all of us, for the business people, ourselves, and the fact that we had to change the ordinance to reflect the new road on Cesar Chavez.
Thank you. Any questions?
I'll make a motion to approve item 19, but
Yes, he has one for number 18.
Kim,
Mr. Kim.
number 18, I'm in.
I have 18 and 19. I'm glad Mr. Charlo, Mr. Chief, okay, knows all the things what we need. And this is a proactive. But according to the backup documents, citizens, merchants, they all have to sign it to put the petition on it. And the chief has a knowledge how we're going to have control the traffic. So why don't we do a little more proactive? Instead of we hiring the consultant, we can do our own. Very easy because they already know what's going on. So I believe this is a sample of the proactive is not function. Right now we are reacting for the petition from the community. It's necessary to be parking in that areas, the parking and control. 2 hours, good idea, and at least they have some customers can park. But please, this is another sample. We see City of Calexico not proactive for the people. But at least the action is right. But I'm trying to point it. We were not doing our job in proper way. Thank you.
I'll make a motion.
It's so early, so
Oh,
real quick
okay.
question. Real quick question. I just have to say this. Number one, I did not pay for a consultant to do this. I don't know if that's what he meant. Number two is I did get a petition signed because I wanted to make sure that the businesses were on board with this change. I needed to take them in consideration for this. Yes, I could have made the decision myself, but we do live in America, and I wanted to make sure that the businesses were in favor of me changing some of the way that it affects them more than it affects me. Keep America great.
And Charlo, I agree with you because I see the cars every day there. They stay 2-3 days there. I don't know. It's free parking, I guess. I don't know. But it's I agree with him. They have to move the cars every 2 hours. So I make a motion that we approve this.
Is there a
Okay, I'll
second?
second that.
Okey doke. All those in favor of item 18?
Aye.
Aye, carry, pass. This next one is public hearing, so we're going to open up this public hearing at 8:17. Anybody wishing to make a comment on approval, city manager to sign closeout documents for community development block grant number 14, CDBG 9876?
Mr. Mayor, I've got Chris Westlake as one of our consultants.
Chris,
Yes, I'd like to make a
long
presentation.
time no see.
Yes. Good evening, Mr. Mayor and council members. This is just a standard procedure to do on a grant to close out through the California Department of Housing and Community Development. Background, I used to be the deputy director there at HCD. So in 2014, the city received a $1.3 million grant to do housing rehab, first-time home buyer, and micro enterprise programs. Unfortunately, shortly after receiving the award, the city was monitored by the California Department of Housing and Community Development. From that monitoring, all funds were frozen, and so there was no way that the city would ever be able to expend these funds because they have typically a 30-month period to expend these. In working with the state, because I've been working with Mr. Dale on getting us out of those closeout periods, we have to have a public hearing to talk about, open this up to the public to explain why we're doing the closing, and then we have letters already prepared for Mr. Dale to send back to the state, and this is just a function of that activity.
We're sending back the money that was...
We never got the money.
Okay, so
We don't even have the money.
Oh.
It's still at the state. They've already moved it into other awards, but it's closing out because they have it obligated to the city under their federal reporting requirements.
So this is just legal protocol.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Anybody else wishing to speak on this? Mr. Kim?
Thank you to clarifying this, but we still have similar issues with our grant. Lots of people, we have the housing grant and business grant, they owe the city, and city not collecting. Should take the step to collecting the money to who owe. If someone is the flood with the city's budget, we have to take the responsible. We have to take some legal action on those to collect the money. Lots of people, they are abusing our money, so somebody's compass. The regular people didn't get chance to get money, to get help, but somebody know who is somebody in city, they get the money, and even they got some people, some politicians got the double the loan, but never paid.
I don't think that happened, Mr. Kim.
But never paid, but not collecting.
No.
We should collect it.
No.
Yes, we should.
We should collect the people who they know. They owe to the city.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else for this item? We're going to close this public hearing at 8:20. Mr. Campos, do we just vote on this and say that all those in favor? Item 19?
Correct.
You want to read the statement? You want to read the...
Yeah, we're just, I guess we're accepting the report for this.
Okay.
Yeah, just
We'll accept the report. Public hearing.
Correct.
Conduct a public hearing and approve city manager to sign closeout documents for Community Development Block Grant number 14 CDBG 9876. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Motion was made by Mr. Hodge and second by Mr. Rice. Thank you, gentlemen. Future agenda items.
None for me, sir.
Anything on your plate there?
I'd like to ask, if we can ask Caltrans to take the divider off in the middle of the street on Imperial Avenue. The divider's been there for so many years, and now they're gonna open, Cesar Chavez Boulevard. I believe that it'll be good to, if we can get that divider off in the middle. Because you have hotels on, 4th Street, and they have to go all the way around to get the business, and also like Church's Chicken, you can't go to your left if you come down south on Imperial Avenue. So I would like to, if somebody can speak to Caltrans, looking at see what they can do.
I can definitely do that for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and now that we have the changes in the traffic pattern, I'm sure that they'll agree.
I see that our summer program is kicking off now. We're going to have
Lots of things going on.
We have a swimming pool. Rebecca's open.
Yeah, I don't know what happened in Heffernan today, but they were going to look into the Saturday program. I don't know if it got approved or not. Is there someone here from Heffernan? Oh, okay. All right. Oh, did it get approved today? We got approved the swimming lessons that were added on there. For Saturdays? Okay.
Is that Friday the same time from 5 to 9? Yeah.
Thank you very much for that.
Okay. No other items. We'll adjourn. Thank you very much. Thank you for attending. Gracias.